Jillian reminds me daily to be kind to myself through her kindness to me. She makes allowances for my failings, holding me to a high standard. She even allows me to be a child or like a puppy in her arms when that's exactly what I need.
The best thing you've done for me is before I met you, I didn't have any real confidence in myself. I didn't really think I was particularly talented or even particularly smart. You really helped me see that I have value.
Jillian lives in the present a lot more than me, as my mind is often entirely in the future. While there are benefits to both perspectives, I've only recently learned what it means to be here, in this moment. She calls me to be present with her daily, to engage deeply with the now, to stop and pay attention to the miracle of life.
You just make me feel so special. And you make me feel like I matter and like I'm so smart and talented and I have all this potential, and I don't know if I would have found that without you. And I know this is a bad speech. It's not as good as yours. I'm sorry, sweetie.
I love you, sweetie.
I love you too.
That's someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
I've spent many months with the two of them planning this event, and I must say I am fully convinced that they are a great match. Not because that they are so much alike, that's not really true, but because they complement each other so well. When searching for a wedding venue, it was clear they are very different kinds of people. When I would show a potential venue to them, Jillian would say, "Oh, that's pretty, I love it," to everything. To everything. I mean that. And she meant it too. So she was of very little use in the vetting process. She just loved everything. Peter, on the other hand, invariably asked me to make a spreadsheet and say, "But Nancy, where is the value?" We eventually came to find this beautiful place. And here we are today.
So I think the best thing that I can say about Peter is he's the guy that you meet that you just trust. You trust from the moment that you meet him. And that was very apparent to me from first semester 2 years ago at Harvard Business School. And I knew that we would be lifelong friends. And if I were only to walk away with one friend from HBS, and if that were Peter, then I'd be happy.
I first saw Peter's face when Jillian and I were in Beijing, China in 2015. Jillian and Peter had had a date or two, and he sent a selfie that he had taken with Tim and Sharon, his mom and dad. Well, I took one look at those happy faces, and I said to Jillian, "You go out with him again." This man loves his family, and that is a good start. You know the old maxim, you're not losing a daughter, you're gaining a son? Well, one thing I can say for absolute certainty, I feel like I am definitely gaining a son. And I think we would all here have to admit that the son that I am acquiring today is a pretty great one. Jillian was born in a trunk and has put up with a silly show business mother her whole life. But between you and me, she is far and away the best production of my life.
She is the most beautiful bride I've ever seen. And she knows I wouldn't say that if I didn't actually think that was true. But more importantly than the fact that she's beautiful, which everyone can see, is that she's honest, she's kind, she's overwhelmingly thoughtful, and she's also kind of a nerd, which some of you may not have realized, but it's one of the best qualities she has. I'm so happy that she has found her match in Peter. I don't know of a couple that is so overwhelmingly different, but also so complementary together.
I want to thank God for allowing you, Peter, into my life, and I feel honored to be your mother. It has been a privilege to have you as our son and a friend. We as your parents have been very blessed to see you grown into a man any parents would have wished for. You have grown into a kind, caring, and thoughtful gentleman with a generous and big heart.
Jillian's best friend I've ever had. She's done so many wonderful things, and it's difficult to name them all. Dante said, "A great flame follows a little spark." And when Jillian talks about Peter, I could see that little spark growing and growing. May the flame burn long and sparks continue to fly.
So yeah, some of us are lucky enough to have friends that stick with us from childhood. And I'm certainly very fortunate to have Pete as a friend for the last 27 years. Who would have thought that the small boy with the bowl cut, who would stay inside during school breaks in the classroom to look at dinosaurs, would go on to marry this beautiful, amazing lady Jillian.
Welcome to the wedding of Peter and Jillian. Yeah, woo! We are gathered here in the presence of God to witness the marriage of Peter and Jillian, to support them with our prayers and to share in their joy surrounded by the beauty of the Spanish countryside. Today signifies the creation of a new home and a new family. May you be fulfilled with each other's love and friendship. May you both be comforted and delighted by the promises you are about to make to each other. May these promises be lived out to the end of your lives.
I promise to give you lots of love and affection, including lots of hugs, kisses, and chin rubs.
I promise to trust you, to give you freedom, and to always assume positive intentions, even when you fail.
I promise to apologize quickly, regularly, and unreservedly, more and more.
I promise to praise your successes and compliment you regularly as you deserve.
I promise to validate your feelings and empathize with your struggles.
I promise that I'll keep no record of wrongs nor a grudge, even if I'm being a sulky baby.
I promise to prioritize the health of our relationship by maintaining and reserving physical energy, quality time, and emotional bandwidth just for you.
I promise not to abuse or twist your love for selfish purposes, but instead to treasure the love you've given me by treating it with gentleness, kindness, and respect.
I promise to be your biggest advocate, your most ardent supporter,
and your number one fan, among thousands of fans,
I promise to always speak and act respectfully to you and about you when you're not there.
I promise that I'll strive to live and act ethically with integrity and courage.
If I'm ever lost, depressed, or otherwise constrained, I promise to fight it.
I promise to maintain my health to the best of my ability for your peace of mind.
And your enjoyment. I promise not to take reckless risks that could cause you unnecessary worry or anxiety.
If we go through a rough patch, I promise to fight for us and to never give up.
I promise to be transparent with whatever is on my mind and to open up to you about my feelings.
I promise to not speak harshly to you or critically, but instead to be encouraging and constructive.
I promise not to take myself or life too seriously, as I want you to have a life that is fun, peaceful, and fulfilled.
I promise to support your personal development and passions, and I commit to appreciating and supporting you as we both inevitably grow and change over the years.
I promise to be the best partner I can be for you,
for your happiness, and for our whole lives. We promise all these things in front of our friends and family, whose support we have counted on and will continue to count on as we aim to uphold these promises throughout our lives together. I give you this ring.
As a sign of our marriage,
With my body, I honor you,
all that I am, I give to you.
and all that I have, I share with you, within the love of God.
Peter and Jillian, together, you may never know who is watching you or what people see in you, but know this, you both have a great ability to bring together, to make and lighten an occasion, to bring laughter, to bring strength, and make something of nothing. Secondly, know this, you are both loved and appreciated by all here today, and many more who could not make it today. We want, as a group, we want to be with you for a lifetime of love and support to help you in your marriage, because you do have a great opportunity in your partnership, in your marriage, to do a great deal of good. And I would say, in this world also, to make a better place. Yes, I would encourage you to set your sights high. Continue in the way you have started and use your relationship to do great things and even more than you can ask or imagine. And finally, Peter and Jillian, may you laugh as much as you can in your marriage, and may you take more time out to laugh and cope with all that life throws at you.
I've also lived with Jillian's mum Nancy for over a year, and so I know firsthand what an amazing job she's done raising Jillian and what a fun and thoughtful person she is. Nancy spent hours trawling the internet to find and book this venue before it even had a roof. She found our wonderful wedding planners and was instrumental herself for planning this wedding. So thank you, Nancy.
So it's been a wonderful day today to celebrate such a joyous event. Got people from all over the world here, I think, right? From New Zealand, UK, I heard a yay. Malaysia, New Zealand, Singapore. Heard of Singapore? Hong Kong, and of course, US. Woo! It's crazy what people do for a free meal, huh? As any modern fairy tale, they matched on Tinder. They were both young and shy, despite Peter's receding hairline. Beside her physical beauty, Peter was attracted to her quirkiness, her elegance, and her intelligence. We all know what happened afterwards. Jillian swiped right. My question here to everybody else is, how? I don't think anybody would have imagined in 2015 that we would have such an amazing relationship blossom out of such an awkward Tinder date with all its friendships and memories and challenges. And today that we'd be sitting here together in Spain to celebrate this beautiful union. Peter and Jillian, I wish you all the best for your life together.
Please be upstanding for the first time for Mr. and Mrs. Atkin.
Colleagues, ex-colleagues, classmates, wonderful groomsmen, beautiful bridesmaids, Nancy, aka my newest mama, both my wonderful parents, and most importantly, my wife, Jillian.
First and foremost, I want to thank all of you for coming here today. I know this wasn't necessarily the easiest destination for everyone. Again, we have people from all over the world, so thank you so much.
While not rich or not connected, my parents spent time with me every night as a child. They would pray with me, they would help me process the difficulties of the day, they would encourage my harebrained hopes and dreams. And while their own lives have not always been easy, they forged a life for our family with a tenacity and a resilience I can only hope to emulate.
I feel like I'm really blessed because not only do I now have a wonderful husband, but I have a wonderful mother-in-law and father-in-law, and they have so graciously welcomed me into the Atkins clan. So thank you so much for that.
When I met Nancy, I was recently unemployed and with dubious immigration status in the US. I had few friends in the city, and I mostly sat around in my underwear in her living room, practicing maths test for business school. Of course, the wreck that I was, she took me in with open arms. Without her, Jillian would not be the amazing person she is today, and we would not be celebrating this amazing day together.
Before I met Peter, I was kind of in a rough place, and I feel like if it wasn't for my mother, I don't really know how I would have made it through. She has constantly loved me and supported me, no matter what, even when things looked really dark. And I'm so happy to have her here with me today.
And most of all, I'm grateful for Jillian. Thank you for being my joy, my peace, and my wife. I'm excited to start forever with you today.
The Yam Sing literally means drink to victory. To blissful marriage of Peter and Jillian. Yam!